and welcome to the latest London South East CEO interview. I'm joined today by Shaun, the newly appointed CEO of AIM-listed Greatland Gold, which has a wide portfolio of exploration assets, but is best known for its potential Tier 1 gold discovery at Havieron in Western Australia. Greatland is a well-established farming agreement with Newcrest, who are the largest gold miner in Australia. GGP currently have a market cap of around, give or take, £1,000 million, £1 billion. We're joined from Australia by Shaun Day. Welcome, Shaun.
Hi, Donald, and thanks very much for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Believe you me, it's our pleasure. Let me first congratulate you from your many long-term shareholders who are absolutely delighted to have you on board.
Thanks, Donald. No, I'm really pleased to be joining the team here. It's an exciting platform and world-class asset, so I couldn't be happy to be joining Greatland Gold.
Okay, straight to the questions. Greatland Gold is an investing phenomenon over here in the UK. Is it daunting to be taking over the running and future direction of such a high-profile and successful AIM explorer?
Look, Juri and the team here, the whole Greatland Gold team, have done a tremendous job, and the share price really reflects that. I think from my background, which has been working with multi-billion-dollar mining operations, I'm really excited as to join the platform at this stage. If you look at my recent role with Northern Star, we took that to be Australia's second largest gold miner, delivered over 10 times to shareholders. Together with my capital markets experience, particularly around M&A, I hope those two confluence of skills, the mining background together with the investment banking, really lets me contribute to the team here to take Greatland Gold on the next step and continue to create value for shareholders.
And why now, Shaun? Why is this the right time for the Havieron project to be transitioning to someone with your commercial and mine building experience, as you've just outlined?
Look, the decision for me to join Greatland Gold was multifactorial. Firstly, Hevron is a world-class asset, probably one of the most exciting gold development projects in Australia, if not globally. So, coming in at this stage, particularly with Newcrest as your partner, a Tier 1 partner, so we can work together. I've known Newcrest for a long time, and I'm coming in at a time where we're just starting the early works, about to do the box cut and then into the decline. So we're about to develop the project, which is a great time to be joining. But also, Greatland Gold is more than just Havieron. We've also got within that Paterson Basin the Juri joint venture, which Newcrest just recently entered with us, which again is testament to the quality of those tenements. And we've also kept some 100% ground around the Paterson area, which we're excited about. That, together with some of the other assets in our portfolio, I think there's a really exciting opportunity for the company. And in 2021, we have a lot of drilling campaigns, to complement the development at Havieron.
Okay, so what are the plans going forwards? Havieron, you mentioned Juri. Do you see the overall project as really still being at the beginning of a very long process?
Look, it's there's been a tremendous amount of progress at Havieron over the last 12 months. And there's this very significant milestone, which our shareholders should be aware about, of actually we're just doing the early works now at the Havieron site, but we're about to commence the box cut, and that will lead straight into building the decline down to the ore body. With Newcrest as that major partner working with us, they actually have a drilling campaign planned for 65,000 metres in the next 6 months. So that's an incredibly aggressive program, and I think reflects the confidence that Newcrest and ourselves have in the project, and how we both want to work to advance this as aggressively as we can. We expect to develop and complement that program with the pre-feasibility study by the end of the calendar year in the December quarter. And I think that's another really important milestone for our shareholders. Overall, any process of development has to be considered and measured. But what's brilliant about having Newcrest as our partner is they have the Telfer mine about 40 kilometres west of Havieron. So for them, it's effectively a brownfield development. that means we can piggyback on the infrastructure and processing plant already there at Telfer, which significantly decreases the risk of the project and allows us to expedite the time frame. And for that reason, we think within 3 years of starting that decline, we can be in commercial production, which is, a brilliant opportunity and turnaround time for a project of this scale.
It is indeed. Okay, you've talked me through my next question, which is happening on the ground now. You've pretty much dealt with that. So let's turn to COVID. Hopefully COVID isn't an issue in Western Australia.
Look, I guess to start with this question, look, the safety of our employees, our contractors, all our stakeholders is of primary importance to us. So that's always our focus. We do have, we are tremendously fortunate to be based in Australia and particularly Western Australia, where there's been very little community transmission of the COVID virus. That's further helped that even within the context of Western Australia, the Havieron project is in a reasonably remote location. So I think for that, we're very fortunate, but then we overlay that working together with Newcrest to have, tier 1 policies and procedures around managing risk and mitigating risk around our site in respect of COVID and other risks. And with that, what we've been able to do is continue to prosecute those drilling campaigns and the early works right through the COVID period. And look, I'm based here in Perth together with the rest of the Greatland Gold Havieron project team. So what's really beneficial for all of us is even when there's travel restrictions in place, because of our proximity to the asset, we can still get up and get boots on the ground, which is really useful.
Okay, which takes us to funding. If you could update us on the future funding requirements of the project, what will Newcrest contribute? What will you be expected to contribute? And do you expect to fund your element with debt?
Look, one of the great things about the project and the attraction of the project is that Newcrest wants to advance it just as rapidly as we do. So with that, we've actually agreed with them to accelerate some of these early works that I spoke to before, and get that decline underway ahead of time with the box cut. And what we've agreed to do is actually do that based on our percentage where the cost of that based on our percentage ownership of the joint venture. What we've done to complement that is we actually have a loan agreement from Newcrest into Greatland Gold. So that effectively means we're fully funded. It means we're not going to be constrained for funding as we push ahead with the project, the drilling, the early works, punch that decline down into the ore body. And really, we're very confident that we have that funding in place with Newcrest to take us right up to conclusion of the pre-feasibility study, which is December quarter this 2021 year.
So it sounds as though you've got an extremely amenable partner in Newcrest.
Look, I think we both value the relationship. It's been a relationship that, again, Gervais, but the full team here, Callum and the others, has built up over the course of the past couple of years. And really, I think it is one of mutual respect. We like to think that we've been able to contribute and understand what they've done, but also Newcrest, look, they're a world-class partner. And again, as I mentioned before, I think that de-risks the project for Greatland Gold and its shareholders, both in terms of understanding risks, managing those risks, the cost, but of course being able to peer back off that existing Telfer infrastructure is a tremendous advantage. Okay,
beyond Havieron, looking out beyond what's an extraordinary project, what else are you excited about at Greatland? Because it's more than just that.
Look, you're absolutely right. Look, Havieron is, it's a world-class asset, so naturally it draws a lot of the attention. But look, we have a much broader footprint up in that Paterson region, which we're excited about. I mentioned before that Newcrest just recently entered the Juri joint venture with us. That's testament to the quality of those tenements. The fact that, again, Newcrest wants to earn into those and pay for the exploration on those sites, that they can be part owners with us. In addition, we've held back some tenements to be 100% owned by us in that Paterson region. And we're excited about some of the drill targets that we have there in Scallywag and Juddle. Within the broader portfolio, we also have a lot of base metal and gold exploration, and we continue to progress that. So I think, our shareholders should have confidence that in 2021, there'll be a huge amount of activity and continuing to walk forward Havieron. But in addition to that, there's a significant drilling campaign across the portfolio to continue to generate ounces and value for our shareholders.
Okay, ahead of this interview, we asked the London South East GGP investors what questions they would like to ask. We run, the biggest bulletin board in the UK. You run an investment phenomenon, so we thought it was a very good idea. In 24 hours, we had 110 questions, and quite literally, we had to take the Survey Monkey question thing down off the site. Otherwise, you were going to break our website. Too much interest. Which gave us lots of interesting questions. Many long-term shareholders wished you very well in the new role, including William Bloor. He says, "Welcome to the company, Shaun. My question is, why were Scallywag and Ruddle not included in the Juri joint venture?" And we were touching upon the Juri joint venture just a second ago.
Look, it's a good question and good to explain it to shareholders. So look, as I kind of implied with the last response, we were very keen to strategically keep some 100% ground in that Paterson region. Our team is excited for it. It's yielded Telfer, it's yielded Havieron, and even Rio Tinto has interest up in the north of that package. So it's elephant country. We've kept a couple of tenements there, which we're excited about, and we're working up projects around there. And particularly the Scallywag project, when we were entering that joint venture with Newcrest, we were actually already drilling some of those tenements. So it probably made sense for us to keep that internal. And as I said, I think we've really got a three-pronged strategy into the Paterson this in 2021, which is develop Havieron, the Juri joint venture, but we're equally excited about those 100% owned tenements.
Okay, that's a very interesting answer. Oh, you're a poker player, Shaun. I can see this. Okay, Cy Thompson. He says, "Hi, Shaun. You've left a large cap successful company, which I assume comes with a generous compensation package to run a junior explorer with no current revenue. Do you see this as a risky move, both financially and in your career?"
Look, I think it's the opposite. I'm tremendously excited to be joining Greatland Gold. It's a world-class asset, and the opportunity to manage and develop world-class opportunities is rare in anyone's career. So for me, this is a brilliant opportunity, and coupled with the fact that we're doing it alongside a joint venture partner in Newcrest, shareholders should have a lot of confidence that we have the right team in place, both here at Greatland Gold and with Newcrest, to develop this asset to a very high standard and create value for shareholders. So really for me, I'm incredibly excited to be. It's a bit like unwrapping a present on Christmas to be out there at Havieron and building that ounce profile. It is a world-class asset, which is just good fun to be operating.
That sounds ideal. Mr. Kane asks, "Do you have any plans to take GGP into the FTSE 350 index, onto the main London market, other markets, shall we say?"
Look, I think that the focus for us, remains very much on the Havieron and that Paterson region, and so we're very much, focused on our operation side. That said, look, we are index aware. We'd welcome being in the FTSE 350. And I think the best way for us to achieve that is to, focus and deliver value at the operational level. So that will continue to be, a focus for us. And I think, being able to articulate those operational success to the market, which I think Juri did an extremely good job of. And you can see that was the catalyst for driving that share price and the shareholder value. And I think what's exciting for shareholders as we come into 2021 is the fact that there are a number of catalysts for value within the portfolio this year as we hit those operational milestones. 65,000 meters of drilling just in the first 6 months of this year. The opportunity for us to add value over the next 6 to 12 months is tremendous. And I think if we can deliver on that, I think the share price has every opportunity to continue to grow.
Okay, finally, good question to end on. This really is an end question. One asked by many, many investors: where do you see Greatland Gold in 12 months' time, 2 years' time, and 5 years' time? That's my last question.
Thanks, Don. Look, I think in 12 months' time, you're going to have seen the output of this drilling. You're going to see the decline moving down into the ore body. So you're going to see the actual economic extraction of ore starting to kind of to appear very real in for the company. So I think over the next 12 months, you'll see that real operational focus as the box cuts put in and the decline, and of course the announcement of the pre-feasibility study. In 2 years' time, you'll see us getting right up to that ore body and starting to talk about entering commercial production, which we expect to be done within 3 years of starting that work on the decline. Within 5 years, I'd like to think that we're going to be a multi-asset, multi-billion-dollar company, and that really is my background. It's joining development companies and actually growing them into multi-asset organisations. And I think the platform that we have at Greatland Gold gives us every opportunity to do that over the next 3 to 5 years.
Shaun Day, thank you so much for joining us today and answering those investor questions, which you've, I have to say, done most ably. You'll have set a few hairs running. I'm very interested with some of those answers. I'm sure the audience are as well. Thank you so much for taking the time. We couldn't be more appreciative. If you're a GGP investor, try the London South East Bulletin Board. It's the #1 in the UK, and Greatland Gold are one of the busiest companies on that board. 300 posts every single day. Please follow us on Twitter at London South East. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to see a regular flow of interviews like this one. Thank you for watching, and stay safe.